Good morning, it's Matt Bisogno here from Tennis Profits, and I'm pleased to tell you, as you may already have noticed, that the trading stats report is now live. It lives from your members.tennisprofits.com menu bar. It lives under the trading stats menu item. We've got two items here. So previously match stats was up at the top here, and that's now one of two options here. So you can still access your match stats as normal, and you can now access the trading stats report from this menu item like so. Now I did go through this previously, but I'll quickly go through it again. One of the challenges we had this week, which I think we've now resolved, is some anomalies and oddities with the odds. Those are now resolved. So before we talk about the actual table content, let me talk you through the controls at the top. You'll notice that we've changed the look of these. We've got rid of that rather bright red and just gone with a green and white, a much less offensive perspective, in my opinion. Anyway, so you've got you can choose either today's service or all. I currently have it on all. Period, you can have the last 10 matches, last 30, which is I've got set here, or the last 1 or 2 years. And you can select any or all of the tours that you'd like. You can show or hide finished matches like this, and you can show or hide tomorrow's matches like this. So that leaves me with a fairly short list at this stage. I'm going to add in the ATP Challenger and ITF, and then I've got a good bit more information. Now you see that some matches don't currently have a scheduled start time. And the default sortation in the table is by scheduled time. We've got a list of strategies here, so these are the key stats. So if let's just let's have a look by breakpoints saved, and we'll have a look at James Duckworth's match. So he's playing Mackenzie McDonald. I'm just gonna, if I click on this eye here, the little info icon, that's going to open it in a new window. So I can see here that this is the Indian Wells tournament, Mackenzie McDonald versus James Duckworth. And I've got here some key stats. I just need to make sure that these filters here are the same as on the report, otherwise the data won't match. So I've got all surfaces last 30, all surfaces last 30, okay. And now we have got service hold for James Duckworth is 83.9. Service hold for James Duckworth 83.9, as you can see there. So these stats, this is the key stats section. So these 5 statistics here, service hold, return points 1, break points saved, break points 1, opposition hold, are the same as these 5 statistics here. But of course this is a single match page, and previously we had to click into every match independently of the other ones to go through to see which matches were of interest. Whereas now we've got all of this data for all matches today, or whatever selection of tours you've chosen, in a single view. So rather than looking match by match at these data, I can see very clearly who the top players are on any given statistic. It's very important to contextualize this, because as an example, the top player on breakpoint saved today against my selections is James Duckworth at 65.1, but his figure, sorry, he's not actually the top. He's not the top player today. He is near the top here, but I chose that match. So if I select him again, you can see that his opponent has quite a similar statistic. So although Duckworth performs very well under this condition, so too does his opponent. And we're not just looking, we're looking for two things here really. We're looking for good statistics, and we're looking for good statistics relative to the opponent. So in this case, he ticks box 1, it's a good statistic, but relative to his opponent, it's actually not, you know, he doesn't have a big edge. We can tease this out further with the highlight dominant player option. So if I just check this little box here, you can see that articulated more specifically. He's actually got only a 2.6% edge over Mackenzie McDonald. And again, if you don't remember this from last time, keep in mind that this is a percentage this number here, this 2.6, is a percentage difference between the two players, not the absolute figure minus the other absolute figure. So it's not 65.1 minus 63.4. It's 65.1 divided by 63.4, which gives 102.6, and therefore an advantage of 2.6%. I'm sorry for labouring that, but I think it's very important because otherwise it just looks a bit wonky. Okay, so that's that. So on these stats, we can see that Duckworth has got kind of an edge in 3, and a slight deficit in 1 here. Now this opposition hold, this 1.7 here, you see it's in red. That's because it's a negative stat. So essentially we're saying that Mackenzie McDonald is slightly better there. Or what we're actually saying is that James Duckworth is slightly poorer than McDonald. But again, with a number of these, there's very little between the players, and that's actually reflected in the match odds where they're left and right of even money. So those are the key stats. Now, what we've done with the other options here is we've taken the most appropriate statistics, what Paul considers the most appropriate statistics for some of our trading strategy. So we've got, let's use lay the leader here. So these are statistics, basically serve statistics mainly. And we've got the same match here, and we can see that Duckworth actually has a slight advantage in a number of these contexts, and some of them are situational, like this one, lost set 1, won set 2. We can see that when Duckworth loses the first set, he's actually got a very good record of winning the second set. If we put the show breakdown button on as well, we can see how big the sample size is. So on how many occasions in Duckworth's last 30 matches did he lose the first set? 12. And of those 12, how many did he win the second set? 7. So that's pretty good. So if Duckworth went behind, if McDonald won the first set, we might be interested in laying the leader there and going with Duckworth, who would be a big price, or we could lay McDonald, who'd be a short price. He sees that he's the favourite in this match already. If he won the first set, he'd go much shorter than this, and it might be a fairly cheap trade, given his position in the match and given Duckworth's performance, when losing the first set, his performance in second sets. So that's what we're trying to do here. Again, we've got the relevant statistics for lay the set 1 winner, and it's the same situation here with Duckworth, who's actually looks quite a strong second set player. You can see when he's won the first set, this is win set 1, wins in 2 sets. When he's won the first set, he goes on and gets it done quite quickly. Usually in 18 occasions, he's won 14 of those. So that'd be an interesting, and he's got a dominant stat across the board here as well, which is relatively interesting. So this is how to use the report. If you don't want to look at, if you've finished looking at one game and you want to look at other games, so if you just click in the title block here, and that will reinstate all of the other data. So, and of course you can change any of these options at the top to suit your tastes. You can also select 10, 20 or 50 players. This report is live. It's not, we're not 100% certain that there are no little bugs in there. So if you do spot anything, please do let us know. We'll get it sorted out as quickly as we possibly can. But as I say, compared with going from match to match and clicking into each one and working out which are the relevant stats anyway for your particular trading strategy, and then what the who's the dominant player, and then going back to the main page to find the next match and so on. This is a quantum step forward in terms of giving you what you need in a highly configurable way on your terms. So I'm really excited to share it with you. I think when you are at the point where you're looking for your own trades rather than kind of piggybacking on Paul's suggestions, I think this is going to be, well, you know, they use the phrase game changer a lot, but this is going to be, if not a game changer, then a massive time saver. And I'm very excited to share it with you. Okay, Matt Bisogno from Tennis Profits saying thank you for watching. Enjoy the TSR and goodbye for now.